Hello and welcome to Create Your Sacred Life. I am Tony Black, and today we're going to talk about ways to access clarity, and I've got my little notes here, and align with your soul's truth by interpreting the signs that the body is giving you literally all of the time. And I want to tell a little story. Part of my personality is that I love to start things. I am a quick starter. I love to just kind of like jump in and get started with things, and as a result I tend to get overcommitted and I put a lot of things on my plate, and so that is very, very typical for me. And so this story kind of takes place a couple of years ago. I knew that something in my life had to change. I was ready for it. And I took on a whole lot. I took on a lot at work. I started to really consider, my kids were about to graduate, and I had promised myself that I was going to take the leap and do something that I loved and pursue psychology. Well, I thought, should I get my PhD? And I really began to dive into it. Thought, no, I don't really want my PhD in that. Should I become a life coach? Should I become another type of healer? What should I do? I also remembered, I really love to write. And so I started a blog, and then I began purging things from my house like crazy. And then I blogged about it. Like it was like this 31-day challenge thing, and oh my goodness, a little bit embarrassing right now, but it's something that I felt I had to do. But again, it was like this purging, this mass purging that was happening in my life, and it's very telling when somebody starts purging. They're getting rid of a whole lot of stuff. It's very telling about what's happening in like their inner and outer life. And not too long after that, we received orders to move to Okinawa from Germany, which was kind of like, anyway, so for the first time since, a couple years before that, that was when we experienced, the greatest tragedy of our lives, which was losing my stepdaughter. And for the first time since that grieving process began, I started to really feel good. And so I began pushing myself past my boundaries. And one of the things that I started pushing myself to do was to exercise like crazy. And we're going to get into how exercise and different things in our lives basically serve as metaphors for what is really happening in lots of different aspects of our lives. But I'm not going to get into that today. Hi, Sin. But yeah, there is a reason why I'm mentioning the exercise. So I was feeling better. I was really, really pushing myself. Thanks. And both literally and figuratively. And basically this resulted in this strain. My back ended up getting strained. So yeah, and again, how you do one thing is how you do everything. This is an old saying. And so basically my back, I was exercising. I said, I'm going to stretch my back, and ooh, this really feels good. Let's see how much farther I can go. Let's see how much farther I can go. And again, I was pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. I overstretched. I was thinking like on the surface, oh, this feels good. And if I really examined what was really, really happening, I would have known that I was actually causing dis-ease and in my own body by pushing it too much. If I would have just tweaked it a little bit and like paid attention, I would have known, oh yeah, that's a problem. And so as a result, I ended up laid up in bed, couldn't move for a week. Like, couldn't go to work. It was like May, and I wanted to play with my students, and I couldn't. I was like, it was really horrible. Anyway, so our bodies are always putting out signals about what is happening really, truly within us. And this is mentally and emotionally. So you have mind, body, emotion, spirit. This is, for the whole being, for the whole person. So mentally and emotionally. Then when you add in the physiological instinct that you are born with, you have a great intuitive tool that has the power to guide you through your right life. So you have to, once we merge those three things, then you have power, and that is that actual spirit piece. So what you're going to do in order to really take hold and empower yourself with this tool is you're going to start by climbing back into your body. And this is something that we talked about a couple weeks ago. So of course you can look back through the other videos that we, it was, I think the first one that we did, it was climbing back into your body. Anyway, so you climb back into your body, you notice the emotions that you're having. And, oh, tell her hi and I love her back. So you're going to be climbing back into your body. You're going to be noticing the sensations, not really judging them or changing them. You're just going to notice them. And then next you're going to read the sensations and the feelings for emotional thought or emotional attachment. So, and this is true for both positive and negative thoughts. There's also the reverse. You can notice a thought, notice the emotions that it brings up, and then notice where in your body you feel that thought or those emotions. And you're going to notice the quality. You're also going to see if you can describe what's happening, as a result of that thought. So know that anything that feels unpleasant is guiding you away from clarity and away from your truth. Anything that feels good, on the other side, is actually leading you more toward your truth and closer to your right path. So, so in today's exercise, I want to kind of like show you, this is something that I learned from the great Martha Beck, and who I am now studying with, and it's so super cool. And it's actually called the Body Compass. So what you're going to do is you're going to climb into your body. You're going to sense your feet, and you're going to sense your legs, all of your legs. We're just going to do a really quick body scan, climbing in, noticing sensations. Yeah. Take 3 deep breaths. Noticing the bottom half of your body. Noticing what's happening in the middle of your body. Noticing what's happening in your arms, your face. Notice any sensations that come up. You might notice an emotion or a feeling, a thought, and then you might get a physical ping as a result of noticing those things. So again, just notice. And then you're going to think about a time in your life that was unpleasant. Not necessarily something that you would want to go through again. You can do this with your eyes closed, or you can kind of have them half-masked. But you're going to think about a time when things were just not going so hot. Not traumatic, but just not the best situation. You're going to notice where in your body, or you're going to first think about that situation, hold on to that situation, hold it in your mind, and then you're going to notice where in your body you feel it. Next, think of 3 adjectives to describe that sensation that you feel as a result of bringing up that thought. So then, after you do that, I want you to think of a scale from -10. -10 would be horrible. +10 would be awesome. Like way, way, way awesome. Of course, you've got the 0 in the middle. So on a scale of -10 to positive 10, awesome. Where would that sensation rank? Is it negative 10? Like, wow, it is extremely, extremely painful. Or is it positive 10? Like, wow, I really wouldn't mind experiencing that again. I mean, knowing that this is a negative experience, this is probably not something that's going to feel that great. So notice where on that scale it falls. Awesome. Now, now that you have this negative image and this thought in your mind, and you have married it with the sensation in your body, you're going to want to shake it off. You're not going to want to hold on to that. So you shake it off. And literally, shaking is something that that animals do to release trauma themselves. So, and humans don't do it because, I mean, people would look at us like we were crazy if we ended up shaking and so it's something that feels good in the confines of your own home, probably away from other people. Shake it off, shake off that negative thought. Blah, blah. Okay, and then next I want you to come back in, and you are going to think about an amazing experience that you have had. You would not mind going back there again and doing it again. Get that positive, amazing, beautiful experience in your mind. Hold on to it. Once you have that, I want you to think of 3 describing words, 3 adjectives to describe that experience. Notice where in your body you feel it. And I know we just described the feeling before, but now I want you to describe the sensation inside your body. Where is it? What does it feel like? What are 3 words that you would use to describe that feeling that is associated with the thought of something that is absolutely amazing? So, and you might want to stay there because it feels really absolutely blissful. So it's kind of where I want to stay right now too. So again, think about that scale of negative 10, which would be, again, horrible. I don't want to ever experience that again in my body. Positive 10, which is, this feels great. Where does it fall on that scale? And this is a sensation that you might want to hold on to throughout the day, throughout your weekend. You know, even if you want to just feel this way again, you can just bring up that thought and it's like, ooh, there it is again. That felt really great, right? Okay. So the next thing you want to do is, when you're faced with a decision, you are going to tune into your body. Think about the decision that you have to make. Do I want to eat chocolate cake or do I want to eat strawberries? That's just a simple one. Notice where in your body you feel it. And notice where on that scale, first notice the sensations that you feel in your body when you think that thought. And then you're going to notice where on that scale it falls. If it's falling more towards that negative 10 side, then you're probably not going to want to opt for that. It's going to actually take you away from your truth. If, however, you think the thought and it's leaning more toward, that feels good in my body, it's more toward that positive 10 side, then it's going to actually lead you toward your truth and toward what is right for you. So, and that is where you find that clarity. So, so let me know. I am really eager to know how that whole exercise went for you. So yeah, please feel free to comment below. Let me know what your experience was like. I see Carrie is watching and I just love Carrie. So I'm really eager to know what your experience was with this exercise. Also, be sure to use this exercise in presence. Like it's a really great way to just become present and go, oh yeah, it's really kind of blissful. So do this in presence daily in order to bring you brighter clarity. And be sure to visit my website at createyoursacredlife.com for more goodies. And I will see you later. Mwah! Oh, Sin, I love you. Thank you. Enjoy, you guys. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye.